Good morning, everybody, and welcome to KSAT News Now. It is Wednesday, right? Okay, I'm just trying to keep track of my days here. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. Priscilla Caraman and myself going to bring you some fun show today, an action-packed show, a lot of things to discuss.
Yeah, we actually are going to be talking about a lot of food today.
It's never a bad thing.
I mean, no.
Food and coffee.
Food and
Can't
coffee.
go wrong.
And he just told me his favorite coffee is...
Yeah, McDonald's. Yes, McDonald's. I was telling Priscilla that I got as a Christmas gift a gift card from one of my tias, and she apparently had heard from my mom that I just love McDonald's coffee, so they hooked it up with a McDonald's gift card, and I was like, yeah, this is the best gift ever.
Well, as an adult, gift cards are always the way to go. Like,
absolutely,
especially somewhere you really like.
Yeah.
So I'm not a McDonald's coffee person, but I do like a good cup of Starbucks coffee. And
okay.
Yeah.
They're like regular, they're drip coffee, or is it one of these like special orders?
I mean, a special order. Usually it's like what's in season right now. The pistachio one is really good.
It
sounds weird, but it's good.
Okay, so, gonna have to try that out.
Yeah, I'll have to bring you one tomorrow.
There you go. Yeah.
So we're also going to be talking about smart grocery carts in San Antonio, and we are going to have a recap of part of the Golden Globes, which aired last night. If you missed it, you weren't alone, and we're going to tell you why.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of things there. Some highlights, some lowlights with the Golden Globes, as always. But first, more trouble for the airline industry this morning, and unlike what we saw a couple of weeks ago with Southwest, this time it affected definitely more than one airline.
Yes, right now flights for United, Delta, American, and Southwest are all resuming, but at one point there were about 5,800 flights delayed and another 970 canceled, according to the flight tracking website FlightAware.
Yeah, and I imagine if people were traveling over the holidays, they were like, oh my God, this is deja vu all over again. So here's basically kind of what happened here. So the Federal Aviation Administration stopped all domestic flights because it was experiencing a computer outage, and this issue was affecting its pre-flight information system.
The FAA says it's looking into what caused the issue, and they hope to have answers in a few hours. But the White House says there hasn't been any evidence that this was a cyber attack. However, they are going to be looking into it. So the Department of Transportation will be investigating this.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they come up with, but good to know that, I mean, it literally took, I guess, within about an hour and a half, right?
Yeah.
To get sort of everything back in place and flights, that were grounded, but I'm sure it's a pretty scary situation all the way around when just, the entire airline system just completely comes to a screeching halt there.
Yeah, and then nowadays everybody's on their phone, so you're probably seeing alerts from whatever news source you follow. And so you're probably like, what the heck is going on? Not again.
Yeah, no, and like I'm saying, it was probably like some deja vu for a lot of people there, but it appears as if this nationwide ground stop is good to go, and we will continue to follow the story and, of course, bring more updates. I think that whole cyber attack angle is also interesting because I wonder if they would even admit to something like that, but we'll see how that all plays out. Yeah.
We definitely will. But we're going to go now to some smart technology rolling into a San Antonio grocery store. Amazon and Whole Foods, they're teaming up again, and this time they're bringing smart shopping carts to the store at the Vineyard on the north side.
That's right. So here's how these so-called dash carts actually work. So customers use the QR code in the Whole Foods app, so you got to get that first, and then as they shop, then they use the cameras on the carts to scan their items, and there's a screen also in front of the carts that is keeping tab of basically how much money that you're spending here.
Yes, fruits and veggies can also be weighed in the cart's basket. That's pretty cool. And when the customer's ready to check out, they head through a designated dash cart lane, and their payment is processed through the credit card attached to their Whole Foods or Amazon account.
Here we go. So a receipt is then emailed to customers, and so get this, the north side Whole Foods is one of 3 stores across the country to actually feature this technology, and I was reading up a little bit more about it. There's about 30 of these dash carts available right now at the Whole Foods.
This is really interesting. I happen to be one person who likes to actually go to the grocery store when I can and pick out all my own stuff, right? So what I don't like is when there's not enough lanes open and you have to wait in a long line. So but there's always that 15 and under limit, you know?
Yes,
So this
yeah.
this might make that a little bit easier if you're on a quick trip.
Yeah, definitely. Do you follow that 15 and under? I always just kind of get in that line, even though I think I'm a little bit over.
It depends. If I have 16 items, I'm like,
you're like,
they're not going
we're
to
gonna
count the
get through it.
16th
Yeah,
item, right?
yeah.
But I am not the person. Don't be that person that you have a whole cart and you're just like standing there.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not that. That is not me. Director Robert Flowers chiming in right now.
That is you.
Some other interesting little tidbits about this dash cart. So they are weather resistant. So you
Okay.
can take them obviously to your car, and they will go back to the store as well. And they also have these like shelves in them. So they also have an upper and lower shelf. So pretty cool thing. I'm actually probably just going to go to Whole Foods just
to
sort of
try
check
it
this
out.
out. Yeah, I'm not a big Whole Foods person. I'm HEB, you know,
Yeah.
Pura Vida right here and stuff, but
Whole Foods, I really like going there for their chantilly cake. Oh, it is my
Whoa.
favorite cake. I hope it fits in one of these shopping carts because I will go
Okay.
specifically for that. But I
gotta try that
wonder
out.
if these carts are going to have one of those stop mechanisms because if you can take it out of the store, some people might want to take it somewhere else, you know?
that's true. I wonder like what the radius is on how far you can get or how far they will function. Anytime I think of shopping carts, I always think of when I was a little kid and I used to like ride them kind of down the hill. It was very dangerous, but yeah, I'm sure these definitely don't want to do that with those.
This is a step up to the ones that it's like the big mom one with the big car attached to it. Very hard to push, but yeah, well, if you go try it out, you have to come back and give us a report.
Yeah, definitely.
Of how it went.
The Vineyard is where it's at the Whole Foods there, so definitely want to check that out. And sticking with some of the theme here when it comes to groceries, we have a very important question for you right now: white or brown eggs?
Brown.
Brown.
You?
Wow. Pretty much white. Yeah,
White?
just as long as they're like the, I guess not the organic ones, but what's the other version of that?
The range-free?
Fresh. There you go. Yeah, that
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, well-
those are
Free
usually
range,
ones I stick
free
with.
range.
Free range,
There
there
you
you
go.
go.
Free range.
So Robert Flowers, I told him he's our director, and I told him we need to get you to chime in on this show because he always has comments in our ears, and you guys need to hear what he has to
Yeah.
say. So Robert did let me know. He does have chickens, right?
does.
I do.
Tell us about them.
I
How many do you
do.
have?
I did have. Ooh, you're gonna get me in trouble with the city.
So
I-
Robert's in
I
our ear right
did
now.
have A lot. I had
A lot.
five.
A lot.
He says he
I
has a
did
lot
have-
of
yeah,
chickens.
I had a lot, but now I'm only down to 2.
Just down to 2 now.
Right.
So, okay, well, no matter which, brown
Mm-hmm.
or white, no matter which are your favorite, they are all costing us more, and the reason might actually surprise you.
So it's a combination of a few things here. So there's a lingering bird flu outbreak. Hadn't heard about that in a while. And the rising cost, now this is something we have been hearing a lot, of feed, fuel, and labor. This has all led to the price of eggs doubling over the last year.
Yes, in November, the average cost for a dozen eggs was about $3.59. And just a year ago, get this, it was
crazy.
only $1.72. And that doesn't include any of those specialty eggs that you were talking about, like the organic or pasture raised. Those are obviously even higher.
Okay, so we mentioned bird flu a little while ago. So how does this actually play into this thing? Well, it's estimated that more than 43 million of the 58 million birds slaughtered over the past year to control the virus were egg-laying chickens. So, I mean, you could just kind of do the math there. That's a pretty big percentage that they had to sort of contain the bird flu with.
I mean, and a lot of people are becoming more like Robert and just getting their own chickens and, going
Well-
that route. So they're saving money doing that. But
Yeah.
Well, in reality, it becomes pretty much the same. You buy feed for the chickens. In reality, it turns out to be the same.
So Robert is basically saying that, yeah, it kind of comes out the same because you're still having to buy feed for the chickens, the cost to maintain them as well. But yeah, even during COVID, there was a big rush for a lot of people to go buy their own chickens.
Yes.
I remember that was a pretty big thing, and maybe that will make a comeback, I guess,
Well,
with these grocery prices.
when you think too about eggs, it doesn't just affect you at home. It's affecting all of the restaurants, bakeries, because they use a lot of eggs
Yeah.
all the time. So that cost is really just driving everybody crazy right now.
Yeah, I feel like anything now with the grocery store, if you like walk in there and you leave with like 6 or 7 things, it's going to cost you much more than what it used to be. I guess that's what inflation is pretty much all about.
Yeah, my mom's always telling me, she's like, Mija, I spent, however much on these 5 things. And I'm like, I know,
Yeah,
Mom, it's
I know.
expensive, but
pricey.
yeah. So
Okay, so we are now going to switch up gears a little bit and talk coffee. Still sticking with the food
Eggs and
theme
coffee.
here. Yes, eggs and coffee, can't go wrong with that. And we're going to be talking about the San Antonio Coffee Festival as it's making its return this year for the 10th annual Coffee Festival here in the Alamo City.
yes, it's going to be Saturday, February 11th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Travis Park. And in addition to having coffee from all over the world, there's about 80 different varieties. If you really love coffee, you can actually learn about it in 10 different workshops there.
Ooh, very interesting. So local food and dessert vendors will also be there, including Crave Cookies and Renee's Twisted Chocolates. Wow, I think I've had Crave before. I don't know if I've ever had Renee's Twisted Chocolates.
I haven't either, but the good thing here is a portion of the proceeds, they are going to support the Little Church of La Villita Food Pantry, which helps people in need of emergency food and clothing right here in Bexar County.
Yeah, so we were talking a little bit earlier, so coffee, Starbucks, right? That's the go-to.
If it's
the
not at
pistachio.
home, which
not
I
at home.
which I will
Okay.
do first, then I always end up at Starbucks, or I also like what's the other one that's right here? I'll think of it. It's
Dutch Brothers, that's become
I've
pretty
never had-
popular here. Yeah, that's pretty good. Summer Moon.
Summer Moon.
Summer
Yes.
Moon, yeah, there
How
you
could I
go.
forget the name? Yes, there's one right down the street from my house, and
Yeah,
it's lovely.
yeah.
Anyway.
Mickey D's for me. Good old Mickey D's for me.
I don't drink coffee, so I don't know what y'all talking about.
You don't drink coffee?
I don't.
Producer
Yeah,
Robert
you're
said
right.
there's a horror-themed
Would you
coffee
drink
shop
coffee from a
here,
horror themed?
I mean, I guess.
just for the experience.
Yeah, sure. I can't.
No.
The taste is just no good to me.
Well,
It's an
we're
acquired taste.
gonna sway you. But anyway, if you want to go to the coffee festival,
Say
you
so.
can get ticket information on their website, sacoffeefestival.com.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. All right, Justin, you can infuse us with a little bit of weather trivia
So
here.
this is a mixture of weather and history for you.
Ooh,
Two of my
okay.
favorite subjects. So on this day in
always.
1985, snow began to fall. It was the nighttime hours. Snow was starting to fall here in San Antonio. We'd eventually pick up 13.5 inches of snow. It's a big event. So we're going to take you back to 1985. So this is where the history comes in. Who was San Antonio's mayor at the time? Was it Lila Cockrell, Nelson Wolff, Ron Nierenberg, or Henry Cisneros? 1985.
Were you born?
No. No, so I'm eliminating 2 because I'm pretty sure it's not 2 of them. Well, I know it's
Yeah.
not 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh gosh, I hope I win because I need a point on this thing. I'm gonna go with D. Don't kill me if I'm wrong.
Okay, D.
Okay, I think that is wrong.
Oh darn.
I don't know. I think Henry Cisneros was our mayor like in the mid 90s, but I'm gonna go A, Lila Cockrell.
Okay, it would be D.
Oh my God, and I straight up called it back. I should like lose points for that.
Take
You
that.
should.
Just kidding.
You know what's interesting about this though? San Antonio's median age is 33.8 years old. So that means basically half the population didn't get to experience this event, including you, Priscilla.
Yeah. But I got some
Wow.
a while back.
I was
Wow.
I was 3 at the time.
Yeah, me too,
But I
3.
do have pictures. Now I was living out in West Texas, but it
Same
snowed
here.
there too.
Yeah.
And I have pictures of the snow event in 1985. It was a big one.
You should have brought them.
Well, they're stored somewhere in a cloud.
Yeah.
What?
Probably
People
can't
just
find
sent
them,
you
but-
snow pictures, or how'd you get those?
What do you mean?
No,
you
of
said you had.
him.
I
Oh,
have
of him.
myself. Yes.
Oh, this is through. Okay.
Oh, there's
yeah,
plenty
this
of
was the
pictures.
system that came through here, through
Correct.
the state.
Yeah,
Ah.
there's plenty
Okay.
of pictures of the snow in
Okay.
San Antonio. It was pretty
Okay.
wild.
Yeah.
13.5 inches probably will never be rivaled again.
Yeah.
And chances are,
We can only hope.
well, we don't want
I
anything
know,
like
I'm kidding, I
2021,
know.
but
Yeah,
you
that
know,
is,
good
that's
snowfall
wild.
in there.
Wow, 13.5 inches. Okay.
The other thing that we got to talk about this morning is the fog. It has been persistent. It held off for a while this morning, and then it worked into San Antonio. We're still seeing it. Now, the fog isn't horrible. Visibility has come up some, slowly but surely. But the clouds are holding on too, so it's kind of affecting temperatures, and we've lowered high temperatures today just a little bit because of that. This happens sometimes. But you see that corridor there of low clouds and fog. Now, it is shrinking. So over time, we're going to get the sun to come out. In fact, the sun's out in northwestern Bexar County. It really depends on where you are. But if you're downtown San Antonio, down to Pleasanton, it is still cloudy and a little bit foggy. Let's look at the big picture here. Storm system starting to move into the Texas Panhandle. There's the front. This is taking shape. This is the front that slides through tonight into early tomorrow morning for us and brings some gusty winds. Already starting to kick up the winds in the Texas Panhandle where they have high wind warnings, gusts to 60 miles per hour today, blowing dust. High fire danger. It's going to be kind of ugly across West Texas this afternoon. But we're going to feel some of that wind here. Gusty winds start to kick in after 2 a.m. once this front moves through. So by tomorrow morning when you're waking up, it's going to be windy, gusts 30 to 35, some gusts up to 40, and a little cooler too. It's not bitter cold, but it'll feel colder, especially with that north wind. And then winds will start to calm down a little bit by tomorrow afternoon. So when we're talking temperatures, we talked about the wind a little bit, but this front affects temperatures too. We're expecting to be up near 80, 82 this afternoon, hot and humid. And then tomorrow, a high of only 66, windy and dry. So there's the big difference with this front. It's not an Arctic front, but it is going to cool us down, and you'll feel it tomorrow. 66, 65 Friday, 67 Saturday. But look at the morning lows. 38 Friday morning, 36 Saturday morning. It does warm up for Sunday, and as we head into MLK Day on Monday, just a very small chance for shower for all the festivities going on Monday. Hopefully everything works out well, but it looks like it'll be warm at least.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But good to see a little bit of a cool down.
Yes.
More similar to what January weather.
Exactly. I can take a couple more weeks of it staying this chilly in the morning.
Yeah, the morning's going to be kind of cold. It's not bad. It's good weather.
He's like, you're literally
average
going to regret
January
that.
weather.
Yeah, you're going to regret that.
And I just want to make sure, did you notate that I got one question
You did.
correct?
I did. I put it in my record here. I'm keeping track of all of our Weather 101s, and I put me a big 0 there.
There.
Let the
I
record
literally thought
reflect.
you were wrong on that. I should have, you're the San Antonian. I should have just been like, defer to you.
Well, I mean, again, I was born in '89, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good question, Justin.
All
I
right.
liked it.
Thanks,
I liked
Justin.
it.
Yep.
All right. Big award show last night.
Yeah, the Golden Globes, they actually aired last night after a year absence.
So they actually had the awards last year, but they weren't on TV because
Yeah.
there was an issues with the lack of diversity, issues with the Hollywood Foreign Press, and so they didn't take a year off. Basically, there was all sorts of actors, actresses that boycotted going. So they just realized we're not going to have this on TV. But they did last night, and they usually air the Golden Globes on Sunday, which totally threw me off yesterday when I saw like on social media that this was taking place.
Yeah, you told me this morning, like, this person won, and I was like, but what? It was
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I wasn't able to catch it last night, but I have caught up a little bit. So pianist Chloe Flower played TV and movie theme songs on camera as the show went to commercial breaks. And actors actually began giving her heat, thinking she was cutting them off when it was actually a pre-recorded track.
Yeah, that was pretty funny stuff when the actors were like, okay, am I going to get enough time here before I get run off the stage? And then they were complaining about other people being up there for way too long. But some of the winners also did not show up, including Kate Blanchett and Amanda Seyfried, due to some scheduling issues. I think also Zendaya was not there. She won for Euphoria, and she was not there as well.
And you did mention that some of them were boycotting the show due to a lack of diversity. Eddie Murphy won the Cecile B. DeMille Lifetime Achievement Award and left some words of wisdom for the new generation, as only Eddie Murphy could.
It's a blueprint, and I followed it my whole career. It's very simple. It's 3 things. You just do these 3 things. Pay your taxes, mind your business, and keep Will Smith's wife's name mouth.
And you
Oh,
could just
man.
hear the crowd
Yeah.
reacting to that.
He absolutely, brought down the house in only the way that Eddie could, because earlier on during his acceptance speech, he was being a little bit serious and kind of looking back at some of the roles that he had. 45-year career, also when he was with Saturday Night Live in the 70s. So and all of his comedy specials, amazing stuff. I mean, just an all-time comedian. And for him to drop that in there, I mean, that was pretty good stuff.
And of course, he's referring to the infamous Oscar slap from Will Smith. So, just you have to make humor of it. So.
Right. And earlier in the show, the host Jared Carmichael, who did okay, I mean, I thought he was kind of up and down. He had made also a joke referencing the Will Smith. It didn't really land, I think, the way they wanted to. But Eddie, of course, the perfect way to kind of end the night there. Some other winners were here. So The Fabelmans won Best Motion Picture for a drama, and Steven Spielberg, still doing his thing, won Best Director for that same movie.
Yes, House of the Dragon won Best TV Series for a drama, and Abbott Elementary won Best Musical or Comedy Series.
All right, and Austin Butler, you said he was great in this role, Elvis, right? He won Best Actor there. A little bit of an upset over Brendan Fraser. A lot of people saying is the one of the front runners for the Oscar award for The Whale, but Austin Butler wins that award. And we mentioned Cate Blanchett won for a movie called Tar, which I had not even heard of.
I have not heard of it. I did hear of The Well, have not seen it, but again, I did see Elvis, and I thought it was a really good movie. I did think that, you said you didn't see it, right?
I have not seen it, no.
Well,
no.
so the storyline is a little bit more in depth of his manager, so I kind of would have liked it to be more about Elvis himself, but still great movie overall, obviously, it, you know.
Right, and he had a great acceptance speech. He thanked the Presley family, and Baz Luhrmann, who was the director of that movie, so obviously a lot of good stuff there. The guy who played Jeffrey Dahmer also won. His speech was kind of interesting too.
What's his name?
What is his name? Evan Stewart, right? Or
no.
Okay, so he when he accepted the award, he basically said that he's like, yeah, I understand this was a very like grueling kind of series to make and very grueling to watch, but I just want to thank people. It was pretty much like an in and out sort of thing, because remember there were a lot of controversy over that show and how popular it got.
Evan Hall, and he actually is a really great actor.
Okay,
I feel like a lot of the things that he has done are with American Horror Stories.
Yes, yeah.
And he just does brilliant performances in all of those. So, yeah.
Yeah, but Golden Globes back again. A little bit of the highlights, the lowlights there, but Eddie Murphy just absolutely crushing it, and in the best way that he absolutely could there.
Yeah. Well, before we go, we do want to quickly mention tonight, Lee Waldman and Erica Hernandez are launching their rebranded Texas Crime Stories podcast with an exclusive KSAT Insider event. Yeah,
they will look back on the double life of Julian Piscina, and if that name is familiar to you, it's because this was a huge story a few years back. So he was a Balcones Heights police officer who had ties to the Texas Mexican Mafia.
The live stream's tonight at 7, and you can watch it live on KSAT.com or on YouTube. All you have to do is become a KSAT Insider, and for that, just go to KSAT.com/insider.
That's right, and just real quick on this story, and this is one thing that I do love about this podcast, this series that they do. It really kind of just takes you back to, it's like a little time capsule of what it was like during this time when these stories were taking place. I remember that this happened, and I think he was at and we'll obviously learn a lot more about this, but he was at a tattoo shop, and he was at a tattoo shop, and it was basically like a hit was put out for him. And no one knew why. And he was this officer, and it was like mass confusion. But yeah, one of the crazier stories here that we've seen when it comes to true crime in our area.
Well, and it's cool because true crime podcasts have really just like skyrocketed, and to have one that is so, centralized to San Antonio and things that happen here, we got it all laid out for you. You got to check it out.
Yeah, definitely. So again, that is at 7 o'clock tonight. We'll have that live stream. Erica and Lee crushing it themselves, doing the most with that series. Okay, so we're going to wrap things up here?
Yep.
You good to go?
We're good to go.
Pistachio Starbucks?
Tomorrow, yes, I got you.
Okay.
We'll see you tomorrow.
I'll Venmo you for that.
No.
Thanks, y'all.